Hi everyone, Paul ISM, welcome to another review. So today I'm going to be reviewing the Mr. Hobby Procon Boy Ps-290 airbrush. Now this is a trigger type airbrush, so it's more suited for your larger spray pattern, for the likes of cars, trucks, bikes, ships, large aircraft, etc. I've been using this intermittently between my RG3, which is a bigger spray gun, and this. I've been using this on my bikes, and parts that don't necessarily need as big a coverage, but still need the flow of paint. So most of my bikes I've finished recently. I've been done using this. I've had this for quite some time now. Martin at airdashcraft.net sent it me a couple of months ago, but he was waiting on stock for a restock, and now he's fully stocked. We're ready to go. So like I said, I've been using it for quite some time. Absolutely love it. It's a fantastic airbrush. I contacted Martin about a smaller version of the RG3, inquiring about the Iwater TH Custom, which is a £300 airbrush, not cheap. Martin recommended this. This is half the cost, well it's more actually. Martin's site, air-craft.net, they retail £137.99, so it's a considerable saving. By the looks of what I've seen so far, they look to be easily on par with Iwater quality. Absolutely superb, and the rumour is that these things are made in the same factory as Iwater anyway, so absolutely fantastic, well worth checking out. So it's a 0.5mm airbrush, it's trigger action like I say. It comes with a fan and round pattern cap, so you get the choice of a big wide pattern or a big round pattern. It's got a 15ml colour cup. Comes boxed with instructions, with spanner. Also comes with all the air hose, etc., which is basically useless unless you're going to use the Mr. Hobby propellant cans. And it comes with a quick release as well. So have a quick look inside. Have a look in the box first. So as you can see, very neatly packaged in its box. As I say, Procon Boy, trigger action, trigger type, double action, 0.5mm. The rest of it's in Japanese, unfortunately. We've got some info on the side. Excuse the paint on my thumb. On the back, we've got more info, again, sadly in Japanese, which shows the two different fan pattern and the round pattern and the two spray effects you can get. Colour cup, the quick release as well, colour cup, and the preset needle set at the back as well is included, so you can set the needle stop where you'd like it to be. It's in good packaging, nice sturdy box. It comes in its own plastic case. Bit of acetate at the front screen, really all that much to get used to. So in here we have the airbrush itself, the body. We got our 15ml colour cup and cap, which is always good to get. We have our different round pattern cap, spanner for the needle nozzle. The rest of the components, the hose, this adapter and that adapter, are all for the propellant cans, and unless you're going to use Mr. Hobbies, I believe they're the only ones they work on, so kind of ignore those in the box, but we need to check these, so I'm going to pop that there for later, and we'll pop that out the way for now. So like I say, trigger action, so it works like so. The colour cup literally screws on top. It's a 15ml colour cup, so you can get a decent amount of paint in there. And very nice to see, you actually do get a lid, because not all airbrushes come with lids, so it is good to see. You've got your typical preset needle set at the back, so you can literally screw it in and the needle doesn't go as far back, and then as you unscrew it out, the needle will go further back. So if you only want a set amount of pattern, you can set it to just open so far. But for today we'll have it fully open. Now this is your fan pattern cap, as you can see there. It needs straightening a tad, and it literally unscrews on and off of the round or the fan, depending on what you're trying to do. And like I say, trigger action, so no double action on this. You literally pull back for air and paint. There is a slight stop, it's like a double two-stage trigger kind of thing, so that will give you a little bit of air just before you come to the paint, which is nice because you can get yourself started. We connect it to the air, I will show you. So there we go. Like I say before, that first little bit is just air, it's only there, you can start sucking that you get paint. Now the downside to this is the massive amount of air required to run it, and I believe, you give me 2 seconds, I'll tell you exactly how much it is. It needs 35 litres per minute on the fan pattern, so it's a substantial amount of air, so you may find a lot of hobby compressors struggle to supply this amount of air. I've got a bamboo oil compressor that can handle large volumes of air. Main reason I got it was for these two airbrushes, the RG3 and this. So you may struggle with a standard compressor. Right, so there's the basic fundamentals of the airbrush. Like I said, I've been using this for cars and bikes. For today, we've got my test plane Steve, as you can see. He's a multitude of colours and whatnot, so I'm going to pop some gloves on. What we'll do is we'll give him a quick prime, and then we'll put some base colour down just to show you the fan pattern. Then I'll switch to the round and I'll show you the round pattern as well. So we're going to use some UMP primer, the grey. As always, give it a real good shake. You literally need to shake the bejesus out of this stuff to give it a real good shake if it's been sat around for a while especially. So let's get some in the colour cup. Won't need a massive amount. Test our flow. There we go. We need to turn our needle nozzle because it is the wrong way. There we are. So as you can see, there's the pattern we get. It's a nice broad pattern. That's probably bordering on 2 inches. It's a real good coverage. I'm going to just pop my booth on. I have to, unfortunately. So for covering large areas, it's absolutely fantastic. If you've got ships and things like that, it's going to cover very, very quick. It doesn't just chromate it in paint, it's a very fine mist. And there we go, we are out. I'll pop a little bit more in because it just needs a little bit more coverage. Whenever you put paint in, always check your flow. I'm just going to give it a bit of air to dry. So again, just using our first stage of that trigger. But you've seen how quick that covered that, absolutely fantastic. And job done. So very, very quick means of priming. We'll use the rest of this, we'll just do this one as well. This ring's a bit rough. As usual, I'll prime it, mist it on first. It might look like I'm putting a lot down, but I'm actually not. Following the fundamentals of spraying, which is going past what you're actually spraying. Don't stop on the surface. So you can see I continue through. Like I say, this side is rough as hell. You see it handles our primer beautifully, as well as cellulose, lacquer primer, lacquer paints, normal acrylic paint, no bother at all. Works absolutely fantastic, and there we go, we are empty. So there we go, nicely primed, very quick, very easy, very simple. Like I said, it's not a perfect surface at all, so don't expect a flawless result on this thing, because we're not going to get it. So that's with the UMP grey primer. I'm going to pop that to one side. We're going to give it a quick clean out, and then we're going to switch over to some Mr. Hobby Aqueous black paint. Okay, there we go, spotlessly clean. UMP Airbrush Cleaner makes absolute short work of that. Fantastic, as you can see, we've dried beautifully now. Self-leveling property is absolutely fantastic, even on this surface here, which isn't, it's far from perfect. You can see the effect. So we're going to try some Mr. Hobby Flat Black. In fact, no, we won't. We'll use Tamiya. We'll go with Tamiya green. I think it'll show better on the grey. It'll probably look a little bit better. So, as always, give your paint a good mix. So we're going to thin this with UMP Airbrush thinner as usual. We've got, I don't know, a few mil in there. Just put a few little drips in there. We don't need a lot, we don't want it massively thin. Quick mix up, quick clean of that. Job done. Right, so just blast that out of there. We're nice and clean in there from before. We've got the paint, so we're going to pop that in. We're going to test our flow, which as you can see now, very nice. So again, we can come in with a real nice thin pattern, or we can literally blast the paint down. Obviously the Tamiya paint's a little bit thinner than our primer, so it does spray a little bit easier. So, what would you do now? Right, so we'll come in. We'll just get some base down, so quite an opaque colour, a little bit wet in places. We'll dry that. Like so, nice and quick, and we'll come back the other way. You can see we've got a real good base colour going down now. Then we'll dry it with just some air. Dries beautifully quick with our thinner. Obviously this is a flat paint, so we're not going to get a gloss finish. That was never my intention, but we can put it down a little bit wet. As you can see, the coverage there, absolutely fantastic. No problems there at all. Now what we're going to do, we're going to pop that back in the colour cup. We're going to spray the excess off, and then we're going to switch caps. So it's as easy as undo that, take that out, we pop the round one on, put the cap back on, and there's it. Now I'm going to be honest, I've never used this round cap before. All I ever use is the fan pattern. So this is my first time using this, so wow, that sprays really nice. So like I say, first time doing this, so this is trial and error. Oh wow, that puts a lot of paint down very quick. Just dry to air again. Very, very nice coverage off the round pattern. What I am noticing though is, and you can see it just a bit wet, I put it down a little bit too thick, but a little bit of air will dry that. There's patches in the middle where I've missed, where I would get with the fan pattern. You just need to get used to that smaller pattern. But there we go, covered. Quick, simple, and easy. No bother there at all. Let me knock that off. So the benefit of the larger patterns, the 0.5 needle and the fan pattern, is that it does give better coverage, which if you're doing cars, bikes, trucks, or large aircraft, I've moved into 32nd scale aircraft again, and for priming things and whatnot, these larger patterns are very handy. I mean, that's a 48 scale F16, just dry that with some air, and you can see just how short of work that thing has made of the paintwork. It's gone down super smooth that side, fantastic. This side is a bit more of a rougher surface. Now what you can see, and if it'll dry, is you can see the patches there where I haven't got it as well as that side, because the fan pattern doesn't give that overlap of when you're spraying, which is the idea of the fan pattern. You don't get any dry patches, so when you come back you don't go over overspray, and it does give a more consistent finish, which is why that's all I've ever used in this, because you can see the streak, you can see where it's a bit more paint there, not as much in between, and the same there as well. So I think if you got used to it, it'd be great. But for me, I'm going to continue using my fan pattern because I think it makes a much better job. So what do I think of this? And we've got the RG3. which is a fantastic brush. I'm just going to clean this while I'm talking to you. RG3 is a great brush. It's a very, very broad fan pattern. It's excellent for larger cars, big vehicles, so on and so forth, because it does put a lot of paint down. It's also a little bit better on air. Maybe not as this, but I've noticed when I have my Sparmax compressor, that could just about cope with it. And I know a friend of mine's got the same compressor, and his copes with his RG3 just fine as well. So you have to check the flow rate on your compressor to see if it actually will handle this, because otherwise your compressor is going to be constantly on and you might start having problems then. As usual, you can backflow, which is nice and easy. Even with the fan pattern on, you can backflow this, no problem at all. And then you go just a quick brush round the colour cup with some UMP cleaner. Bit of a backflow again. Backflowing is your friend when you're airbrushing. Does most of the work for you. It doesn't damage anything in your airbrush. All it does is help with the cleaning process. So, like I say, for me this is ideal for bikes. I've got a lot of bikes to do. So this is going to get a lot of use because the fairings are a lot smaller than a car body on a bike. Using things like the RG3, it's just too much spray gun. For cars and that, it's about right. If you did trucks, really big aircraft and so on and so forth, it's perfect, and that's what mine will get used for. This, however, is being used on my bikes and cars currently. I absolutely love this airbrush. Like I say, I've had this for a couple of months now. It's had a lot of use. I know several people have gone out and bought one on the back of me, showing and saying what it can do, and I absolutely love it. And there we go, spotlessly clean, as quick and easy as that. So, my opinion, I absolutely love it. Is it worth the money? Yes. The quality of that is absolutely fantastic. To me, it feels just like an Iwata. The quality is absolutely superb, second to none. Finish, fit, everything, absolutely flawless. And the way it works, it's just a fantastic airbrush. It's got the same kind of needle nozzle setup as an Iwata, and to me, I would be surprised if this feels much different than the custom TH1 at twice the cost, but I don't know. I would still like to get my hands on one to test, but they're a lot of money. But for me, absolutely superb. Now, one other thing as well, which did become apparent, if you take off your quick release, and if you buy the Iwata handle for the custom TH, it actually does fit this. So again, showing you a little bit of, okay, maybe there is more to these things being similar than is what's being said. So this lets you screws on there. I think this handle's about £15 or so from Martin. That screws on, it's basically an air stem extension. You pop that on, tighten that nut up. You can literally do a hand tight, it doesn't need to be mega tight. Pop your quick release back on, pop your air back on, and what this does, it makes this a lot more comfortable to use, because now you have a proper handle to use it with. I've had this again for a few months, and it's a very worthy addition to this. It transforms it into just something that feels a bit more comfortable in your hand. I still find it more comfortable to use my forefinger and not my index finger, but that's just me and the way I like to spray. So yeah, if you're looking for something that will cover larger areas, certainly look at this. It gives a definite better pattern than, say, a 0.5mm just standard airbrush, because you got the fan pattern or this extra wide round pattern. I mean, even the round pattern's a good inch and a half wide. The fan pattern is especially good, and to me it gives a much better finish, the fan pattern. So that's what I continue to use for the foreseeable future. So there we go, the Mr. Hobby Procon trigger type 0.5mm Ps-290 airbrush, available from air-craft.net for £137.99. Highly recommended by myself if you're looking for something for primers. I've been using it primarily with lacquers, so lacquer primers, clear coats and paints, so cellulose, lacquer based paints. But as you saw, even handling our primer, UMP primer, and Tamiya, just standard acrylic paints, it works absolutely perfect too. It really is a worthy addition to the airbrush arsenal. So go and have a look. Martin's got plenty of them in stock right now, and if you do buy one of Martin, mention my name just so he knows where you've come from. So there we go. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the review. We didn't prattle on too long. As usual, go check out the forum in scalemodeler.com. Go check out the Facebook page International Scale Modeler. Of course, check out umpretail.com, myself and Lee's business. And of course, you're on the channel now, the the ISM channel. Subscribe to us, give us a thumbs up, thumbs down, leave a comment, and go check out Martin at www.air-craft.net. All your airbrushing needs. Fantastic service, second to none. Very knowledgeable guy and very, very helpful. So there we go. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you around and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.